Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today's video, we're going to talk Warhammer Age of Sigmar Warcry, and today we're going to actually look at Warhammer Underworlds for it. So what we're going to talk about in this video is we're going to look at a bunch of Warhammer Underworlds warbands that are great starting points to get into Warhammer Age of Sigmar Warcry with the non-chaos cultist groups. So this is playing with, things like Fire Slayers and things like Lumineth Realm Lords and all of that in Warcry. We're going to look at some of the Warhammer Underworlds models that are going to give us a good starting point for Warcry. And so what we need from this good starting point is we need it to, first of all, obviously give us all legal models in the kit. So unfortunately, a bunch of the kits that include things like Krabnos, and Stab Monkey and all of that definitely do not fit this because they don't have rules for those models to be played in Warcry. And we're also going to look for kits that also have a wide variety of models. So maybe something like Stormsire's Cursebreakers, where all of them are certainly playable, but the fact that it's 3 Liberators is not a very interesting sort of warband, much the same as, say, some of the other ones that are very similar to that, particularly like the Wormspat, where you get 2 Putrid Black Kings and a Chaos Sorcerer. None of them are really interesting because they're not going to give you a wide variety of models. So we're looking for warbands that provide a wide variety of models as well. And so this is going to be 7 warbands that we think are great to get into Warhammer Age of Sigmar Warcry with, that you can pick up the Underworlds warbands for. So let's get cracking on and let's go through the list. And so first up we have the Chosen Axes. So this is a Fire Slayers warband and you get a Runefather, so you do get a leader model available in this particular warband. You then get 2 Volkite Berserkers with paired Fire Steel Hand Axes, and you get a Hearthguard Berserker with a Berserker Broadaxe. So a decent variety of models, only 3 different types, but each one is quite unique and individual, making it really easy to tell which one of them is on the tabletop. And it'll be a 480 renown warband just right out the gate with these 4 models, which is fantastic. You could easily go and find a couple of other Fire Slayer heroes to add to this, and you would certainly have your 1000 renown warband ready for a proper campaign. This is more than enough points to get you playing Warhammer Age of Warcry to begin with. And then we have hundrix Profiteers giving us an Aether Chemist as our leader for the company. And then we've got a bunch of different models. So we've got 2 different Archanaut companies, one with a pistol and cutter and the other one with an Aethematic volley gun, giving us a couple of cool different options, a more combat orientated model and a very shooty model with the Aethematic volley gun. We then have a Grunstock Thunderer with Aether Shot Rifle, another shooting model, and a really dedicated close combat specialist here with a Skywarden with Vulcanizer Pistol and a Skypike. A really good array of models for the Kharadron Overlords in this warband, giving us 5 very unique models that we can probably buy like a box of, say, Thunderers, and you've got a really cool warband here. 610 renown straight out of the box is more than enough to play around with in a 500 point game of Warcry for this. Really great for the Kharadron Overlords here. Moving on, and no more Dwarden, we have the Beasts of Chaos warband, Grassrax the Spoilers. This is a really cool warband as it gives us a good 6 models for our starting warband and also a decent amount of points at 590 renown. We're going to get a great Brave Shaman for some cool magical abilities, a Bestigal, which could certainly be used as a Bestigal champion. Having a look at that model, definitely could be used as a Bestigal champion for a second leader option if you wish to go down that route. And then you've got 2 Ungor with half spears and 2 Ungor Raiders, the Ungor there with bows. Some really unique and cool models for the warband. You've definitely got some options in how you want to play this, because you can definitely, as I said, go the Ungor's champion, definitely poking up your amount of renown. I recommend maybe adding, like a couple of beasts or something, maybe buying a Bulgor box or something and adding a Bulgor or 2 to your warband will probably see it out and give you enough points to get that 1000 renown. Next, moving on to some elves, we've got Morgreaves of Blade Coven. So this one's really cool. You get Morgreaves as a Hag Queen, which is really cool. You've got 2 Witch Elves with pairs of Sacrificial Daggers. You then got a Sister of Slaughter with Whip and Sacrificial Dagger and a Bloodstalker. This is a really cool warband for Warcry. You've got range potential there. You've got some cheap throwaway units in the Witch Elves and a more elite unit with some really interesting range mechanics because it's got that more than 1 inch range with that whip, so a pseudo shooting attack, being able to play around. And not only that, Hag Queens are really good in Warcry, they're able to put out a ton of buffs to nearby units. You've definitely got a really complete warband with this Warhammer Underworlds box set. You get 510 renown worth of models, which is really good. Add in, say, another box of something, and you've probably got enough models to go play around with in a full 1000 renown game. Moving on to some lighter elves, we have Miari's Purifiers. Now this is a really cool warband because Miari himself is a scenario lore seeker. That's what the narrative tells he is, and you know, he sort of does fit the part. You could definitely, I guess, use him as potentially like a Caligrave as well. I reckon would easily suit Miari, but I do think the lore seeker is the correct one, as that's what he is in the lore. And then you've got Venari, Auril, and Centerville for some good range, and then 2 good combat characters, 1 more defensive, 1 more offensive, in the Blade Lord and the Stone Guard with a Stone Mallet. A really solid warband with a ton of options to it, giving you a bunch of cool models as well. 450 renown, pretty solid. You got enough there to play a 500 renown game, and definitely adding like a box of, say, Wardens to this would be a great addition, just giving you the full sort of options. Or you could potentially add, you know, something else, maybe like even another couple of characters to give you a really fun warband to play in Warcry with this. Next up, we have the Slaves to Darkness warband, Kagura's Ravagers. This is a fantastic warband as it gives you a ton of models that just to bolster up those points, as Slaves to Darkness are a rather expensive warband, especially with Chaos Warriors. So you get 2 characters in this. You get a Chaos Sorcerer Lord and an Aspiring Champion, which could easily be used as a Chaos Lord as well if you really wanted to bulk up those points, which put you very, very near that 1000 renown. You then get 2 cool Chaos Warriors, one with Chaos Hand Weapon, and shield, and the other one with a pair of Chaos hand weapons. Not a lot of range in here, definitely adding like maybe some Marauder Horsemen for some cool fast moving shooting-ish units would be a pretty cool addition, I think, to it. But other than that, you've got a really solid start to a Warhammer Age of Sigmar Warcry warband with this box set. And lastly, we have the Starblood Stalkers. So this is an interesting warband, as we do need to play a little bit of gymnastics to get some models to match. But we do have a Saurus Old Blood, a Skink Star Priest, and then you've got 4 different Skink characters besides that. So you've got the Bolt Spitter and Moonstone Club there, and then you've got one with the club and the shield, of which there isn't currently a variation of that particular model available in Warcry. So I'd recommend actually using it as one of the Javelin models, as the Javelins carry the shields as well. And then you could, or a Bolt Spitter if you can find one, but I think the Javelin's more representative. And then you've obviously got the one with the Javelin pictured there. Now you could easily use that as a Skink Alpha if you wanted to. However, I recommend using the Chameleon Skink as a Skink Alpha with the Blowpipe as well. But you've got some options to play around with. You could definitely use the Chameleon Skink as just a Skink with Blowpipe. And then you've got the Skink Alpha, the one there with the club and shield, and then the Javelin one as well. You've got some options to play around with, but you've definitely got a good solid warband that's going to give you a lot of points and a lot of different options. Adding a box of, say, Saurus Guard or something like that to this warband is going to give you that full that full 1000 renown of a warband that you need to play Warhammer Age of Sigmar Warcry with. Well, that's the end of the video. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed it, please leave a comment below and let us know what you enjoyed about the video. And don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel and turn those bell notifications on so you don't miss a beat when we upload new stuff to the channel. Lastly, if you'd like to help support the channel in another way, you can do so either by helping support the channel on Patreon or YouTube members. This allows us to continue to make new content for the channel, exploring other game systems outside of Warhammer Age of Sigmar, like we have started to with things like Elder Scrolls: A Call to Arms and Conquest: The Last Argument of Kings and Warhammer 40,000, and it helps us just continue to make more Age of Sigmar content as well. Thank you to, though, everyone who has helped support, and we'd like to give them all a shout out to our patrons. First of all, Christian Weir, James Soren, Greenskins Gaming, AJC, Kenny Lowe, Outer and Shop First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising Ape, Cure Dynamic, Agu, Anthony B, Anton Nielsen, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, and Samuel. And to our YouTube members as well, Green Roots Gaming, Kenton Young, Chris Wallace, Ronya, Vinny Locklorick, The Johnny 84, David Ellsworth, Revenar, Wolfric Nick, Broken Chef, Sean Scott, and Diplomat. And a special thank you, of course, to, first of all, Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork for the channel you see here, and to Xmorphic, who does all the awesome background work on our Discord server, keeping that nice and running properly for us all. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Once again, stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against Grey. Ciao for now.